Chicago was not ready for this. The moment Jungkook and Taehyung stepped onto the stage, the entire atmosphere changed. Thousands of fans screamed, cameras instantly went up, and within seconds, the arena was filled with an unbelievable wave of excitement. But then something happened that fans will probably never forget. Jungkook and Taehyung shared moments on stage that sent the crowd into complete chaos. Some fans were screaming at the top of their lungs. Others were laughing, covering their faces, or desperately trying to capture every second on camera. And some fans were actually crying, not because something was wrong, but because the moment felt that emotional. For fans who have followed Jungkook and Taehyung for years, seeing them together on stage is never just an ordinary performance. Every glance, every smile, every spontaneous interaction can instantly become a memory that stays with them forever. And Chicago experienced one of those unforgettable moments. From the very beginning, Jungkook commanded the stage with his powerful presence. His energy, confidence, and effortless charisma immediately captured the attention of the entire crowd. But when Taehyung appeared alongside him, everything somehow became even more intense. The screams became louder, the cameras moved faster, and the fans simply lost it. There was something about the way Jungkook and Taehyung interacted that felt completely natural. They didn't need to do anything extraordinary. Sometimes, a simple glance or a small smile was enough to make thousands of people erupt. That is the incredible effect these two have on their fans. 1 second, they could be completely focused on their performance. The next, a playful expression or unexpected interaction would send the entire arena into chaos. And this time, Chicago fans were right there to witness it. Imagine being surrounded by thousands of people who feel exactly the same excitement as you. The lights are shining across the arena, the music is blasting, and suddenly Jungkook turns toward Taehyung. The reaction? Absolute madness. Fans screamed as if they had just witnessed something they had been waiting years to see. Some couldn't even believe what was happening in front of them. Others immediately started recording, knowing that even a few seconds of this moment could become one of their favorite memories. And then came the emotional part. Among the screaming crowd were fans visibly wiping away tears. For some, it was simply overwhelming. They had spent years watching Jungkook and Taehyung through screens, performances, interviews, photos, and countless fan-made videos. But being there in person and seeing them standing on the same stage created an entirely different feeling. It suddenly became real. They weren't watching a screen anymore. They were there. They could hear the crowd. They could feel the energy. And they could watch Jungkook and Taehyung creating another unforgettable memory right in front of them. That's why moments like this can become so emotional for fans. It isn't always about what actually happens on stage. Sometimes, it's about what that moment represents. For longtime fans, Jungkook and Taehyung are connected to years of memories, music, performances, laughter, and unforgettable moments. So when the two of them share a spontaneous interaction, it can bring all those emotions rushing back at once. And Chicago proved exactly that. The chemistry between Jungkook and Taehyung once again became one of the biggest highlights for fans. Jungkook brought his explosive energy and powerful stage presence, while Taehyung added his own unique charm and effortless charisma. Different personalities, different energies, but somehow, when they share the same stage, the combination becomes impossible to ignore. That's what makes their moments so captivating. They don't need a complicated script. They don't need a huge production. Sometimes, all it takes is one look, one smile, one unexpected reaction, and suddenly, thousands of fans are screaming. Social media quickly became filled with fans talking about what they had just witnessed. Clips of the performance were replayed again and again, with fans focusing on every expression, every movement, and every tiny interaction between the two stars. And honestly, can you blame them? When a moment feels this special, fans naturally want to experience it again. Some watched the clips with huge smiles. Others screamed all over again. And some probably ended up crying all over again. Because that's the power of a truly unforgettable concert moment. You may only experience it for a few seconds, but the memory can stay with you for years. For the fans in Chicago, This wasn't simply another night at a concert. It was a night filled with emotions. A night of screaming, laughter, tears, and unforgettable memories. And Jungkook and Taehyung were at the center of it all. Their presence alone was enough to turn the arena into an emotional roller coaster. One moment, fans were completely overwhelmed by Jungkook's performance. The next, Taehyung appeared with that unmistakable charm. Then came their interactions, and suddenly, nobody in the crowd seemed capable of staying calm. This is exactly why Jungkook and Taehyung continue to capture so much attention around the world. Their appeal isn't limited to their talent. It's the way they create moments that fans can connect with. A smile can become a memory. A glance can become a viral clip. And a few seconds together on stage can make an entire arena scream. Chicago witnessed one of those moments. And judging by the emotional reactions from fans, it was a moment they will not forget anytime soon. Perhaps that's the most beautiful part of being a fan. You never know which second will become the memory you remember forever. For the fans in Chicago, that second may have been when Jungkook and Taehyung shared the stage and completely lost control of the crowd. The screaming, the laughter, the tears, the cameras in the air, everything came together in one unforgettable experience. And even after the music stopped and the lights went down, the excitement didn't disappear, because the memories remained. Jungkook and Taehyung once again showed why their stage presence can be so powerful. They didn't just perform, they created a moment, and Chicago will remember it. So, what would you do if Jungkook and Taehyung suddenly shared a moment like this right in front of you? Would you scream, freeze, or start crying? Let us know in the comments. And if you love unforgettable Jungkook and Taehyung moments, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Vkook Stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss another incredible story. Because when Jungkook and Taehyung step onto the same stage, you never know what unforgettable moment is coming next. See you in the next video.